y'all. My name is Jasmine Jones, and I am a licensed clinical social worker. You're now watching Black Girl Therapists in the Wild, and it's a little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. And today, we are reviewing Abbott Elementary, Season 3, Episode 10, To Ava to Fest. How y'all doing? And we're sipping on fruit punch and absinthe. Whew, it's strong. How y'all doing? So, I have two videos to post this week and edit. This one might be a little bit shorter because it kind of gets straight to the point. We knew that Janine did not belong in the district. We knew that this show is about this school. The name is called Abbott Elementary. And we knew that she was going back to that school because the show is called Abbott Elementary, not Janine's Day at the District. No, I don't care. So that's basically what the whole episode is about. Basically, Janine is getting instated to the district and she has to sign the paperwork and she's tiptoeing around signing her health insurance and her 401k and her new hire paperwork, and because she don't want to be in the district, she wants to work with the kids. And the show ain't the same without the kids. Like, even the two parties they had, the one at the district, the one at the school just seemed to fit the show because it's about the kids. The one at the district was a bunch of adults drinking and getting and doing shots and shit and being excited for Janine to be there, which is great and wonderful, but she belongs at the school. And we see it. We see her stumbling through trying to figure it out, and then Gregory has to go up to the school. His little garden goofballs gets accepted and he gets funding for it, and he goes up there to tell Janine and whatever. And, he's dropping off stuff from her former co-workers, and she reads a card from Brenda, and it has all the little children's writings in it, and it's magical and beautiful and wonderful, and she decides to go and stay at the school as she should, where she belongs. I don't care. It may be a demotion in pay, but it is not a demotion in passion. That is her passion. And when you have a passion, just like Mr. Johnson's passion is sweeping and mopping and cleaning and shit, you got to stick with what makes you happy, especially if it's your career, because that's what you're going to be doing for a good portion of your life. That's going to be making your money, paying your bills. And you shouldn't be able to enjoy that, even though they don't pay teachers enough money to enjoy their lives like they're supposed to in certain places. Because I've seen this TikTok once where, like, they like ask teachers how much they made. And in certain states, some teachers make 6 figures. I don't know how that worked out. Maybe they was asking teachers that was working at private schools and public schools. I don't know. But in some states, they actually do get paid a living wage. And I just, how does that work out for y'all? Like how does that happen? Let me know. Anyways, so she decides to stay, and then we got like the B plot is Ava Fest again. It's basically parent teacher night, but Ava's turned it into a festival for the kids, and she invited Questlove, and nobody believed her because last year she invited Jasmine Sullivan. I just feel like the show probably couldn't have afforded Jasmine Sullivan last year, but now we knew people with a new bag, or maybe Jasmine Sullivan was just busy. She's singing and touring, and I think she released the album last year, so maybe she didn't have the time to be on the show last year because it was the second season. It was not the first. So, and also the show got cut last year because of the strike and all that other shit was happening. So, yeah. Well, no, not before the summertime, though. Like, season 2 was before the summertime and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I got lost when it came to the strike. I don't know. Was it season 2? Was season 3 started at the end of last year? Yeah, it did. Season 3, didn't season 3 start at the end? I don't know. Maybe it started at the beginning of this year. I'm confused now. Let me shut up. Anyways, so Brenda, Melissa, and the white man, Jacob, Jeremy, Jeffrey, whatever the fuck his name is, are trying to figure a way to tell the parents that Ava's lying. They truly believe Ava's lying, that Questlove isn't coming, and she's just telling the parents a bunch of lies and tomfooleries, and they don't want the school to look bad. And so they going behind Ava's back, sending out flyers and saying Questlove isn't coming, da-da-da-da-da-da. And come to find out, Questlove shows up, and it's a magical experience for the children. I feel like it culminated all together in a celebration for Janine to come back. It wasn't Ava's Fest. It was the festival of celebration because Janine is back where she fucking belongs. That's what it was. That's what it. Did you notice that the people she worked with at the district were mostly like not black people? Because it was a short show, it got to the point. I'm gonna go on a tangent. I don't care. And then, she working with mostly black folks at the school. I'm just like, was that a message there to say something like overly friendly non-blacks that were giving off that creepy, overly friendly vibe? And then you go to the school and you got regular ass black people doing regular ass black people shit. And I just feel like that's where she I don't care what nobody. That is where this woman belongs. And so I don't know what else to say about the episode. Like she still got anxiety. She's still doing the things that she doing. And she back at the school. So we got 4 more episodes after this because there's only 14 episodes this season. And then we're going to start a brand new full season in the fall, I'm assuming, because they got renewed for a 4th season. Go off, sis. And, we're going to actually dive deep into some real plottage. Not whatever the fuck this bullshit was. Maybe in the last 4 episodes they'll give us a nice cliffhanger to have us hanging over the edge for the summer. Something dramatic, something interesting, something to keep you on the edge of your seat, and see what actually happens. I mean, the cast, the characters is funny. They can act well. It's just like I said in the last video, the plot's not plotting for me. And I give them leeway because basically they had to throw together a show for the last few months of the school year. And this is the best they could do, and it's a pretty good job, if I do say so myself, for throwing together some shit for the last few months of the school year and trying to keep it on track with the school year. So I'm not mad about it. It's just that it's not keeping my interest. It's not doing. You know what I hope? I hope P Valley comes back for the summer. They probably won't. And they talking about they don't even know when Euphoria's coming back. The dude that was on the show died. I'm gonna do Black Cake. I'm gonna watch that and do that. They've been saying that's good, and there's a book, and people said the book was good. And then there's this show coming on Hulu called Queenie. So there's gonna be some black people shows with some dark skinned black women. Y'all know what you need to watch? What's it called? Percy Jackson. That little black girl on there made me cry, y'all. She got a personality. Her friends is out there treating her like a human being, a person. They like she got a backstory and emotions and feelings, and you feel it. That little child is an actress. That little black girl on there, and I'm just like, that is a good ass show. It's based off the book. Obviously, I didn't read them books. I read his black ones, the Egyptian ones with the little black kid. Well, they were mixed, but whatever. I was like, I'm not reading. I want to learn about the Egyptian guy. He only wrote 3 of those though. I'm just like, I think it's called Throne of Fire or some shit. Y'all should read the what Rick Riordan wrote with the Egyptian kids and Throne of Fire, and it's 3 of them. I wish he wrote more. I wish he did. I think it's because they were mixed with black, even a little bit of black in them. And then motherfucking Middle Eastern Egyptians just get so upset at the idea that ancient Egyptians were black people, and that the reason that there's Middle Easterns over there now is because Persia took over Egypt at some point in time, but the ancient Egyptians were black, and that's okay. But you know what? It's fine. I don't care. That was a good ass fucking series of books. I wish he had wrote more, but there's a bunch of Percy Jacksons, but only 3 Thrones of Fire, and that pisses me off. So I refuse to read Percy Jackson. But if that little girl is black in Percy Jackson in the book, I'll read it. I'll check it out. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really want to start a new series of books. I already got a bunch of books to be read. Oh God, so many. I think I'm just hoarding books. I feel like it's okay to hoard books because that's just that's education and shit. Books and clothes, as long as you're wearing the clothes and it's partially neat, I think it's okay, as long as it's not on Hoarders where the room is full of clothes. Now, if I was on Hoarders and had a room full of books, I would just be looking at niggas like, why do you think this is a problem? You don't like to read? You don't like books? What's wrong with books? I dream of having a whole Beauty and the Beast library one day in my house, where I'm going to have maybe one day, if the white people don't destroy the world, we already can't afford houses. Houses used to be like $100,000 and shit back in the 90s and shit like that. 100,000 to about 500,000. You can find a $300,000 house somewhere in LA. Now they're like $1 million each, and it'll be in some random nice little neighborhood that's not super rich, but now it's $1 million. It's some bullshit. But I feel like I'm gonna have me a whole room full of books, just like in Beauty and the Beast, and it's gonna be magical, and you ain't gonna say shit to me. It's gonna be like my little witch's cottage, and I'm gonna have like dead flowers hanging all around on the ceilings and the walls, and it's gonna be like vines and shit growing up in that bitch. It's gonna be amazing. And that will be my book room. And then I want to have like a meditation room where all the walls are covered in rose quartz and moldavite. And then it's going to have like that red LED light that's really good for your skin. Like that's going to be the light in the meditation room. And I'm just going to go in there and like completely naked every once in a while and just replenish. That's going to be my replenish. And then like in the basement, cause the show is short. It was 20 minutes. I'm just going to talk about random shit. You can watch, you can continue to watch. You can just turn it off. I don't care. In the basement, there will be a Osun, a bathhouse, a Korean spa setup situation, because I'm going to be rich enough to be able to pay that water bill. I don't care. There's going to be a sauna. There's going to be a hot sauna, a wet sauna. There's going to be a cold pool, a warm pool, and a hot pool, just like at the Korean baths house and the Osuns, and maybe even a wine pool, like the one I got in when I went to Kyoto that one time, and it was magical. Like all the water was red. I don't know if it was actually wine, because I wasn't. Why would I put that in my mouth? Right. But it was red and it looked like wine. So, maybe in mine it'll actually be some wine in there. I don't And then like there's gonna be a room for Poof with like cat shit, like ledges and shit for her to like climb on all over and shit. So like she isn't scratching and climbing on. The walls are gonna be covered in that cat scratch carpet, so she can just scratch the fucking walls and not my couch or my suitcase or this is transcended mental health. I don't know. But yeah, like that's going to be where I'm going to live. It's going to be magical. And it doesn't have to be super big. It's going to be this nice little cottage, like in the woods, but like close enough to like a small town. Like I really want to live in Hawaii, in a small town where the native people live. I don't know what I have to do to make them know that I'm not a gentrificator. Gentrifier, but I will do it. What rituals and ceremonies do I have to do to be able to live in a small town? Because I want to live in a small town, but you can't live in a small town with white people. And most of the small towns in America are white people, and they will murder you. So my logic is, if I live in a small town with the Hawaiian native people, those are people of color. Those are regular folks that are minding their own business as people of color do. And I will be unbothered and enjoy my time and respect the land and not like trash it or kill animals. And I'll pay my taxes and whatever service I have to give to the village chief that does not involve any sexual services. Just let me be able to like buy some property in one of your small towns, Hawaiians. I won't gentrify, I promise. Like, what are these white people doing when they go over there that's making it a problem? Because I won't do that. Whatever they're doing, I don't want to do. Because I just want to live in a small town that has a Target in it. And the small towns in Hawaii have Targets and shit. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm glad to see that Janine is back at the school where she belongs. the rest of these episodes, I don't know what's going to happen next. Like I said, I think they just put some shit together because of the strike, and they only had a little bit of time to put some shit together. But, I hope that it turns out to be good. The last 4 episodes, like, it gets a little bit more exciting. Her and Gregory have been making eyes at each other. I mean, Janine has more emotion in her eyes. I mean, Gregory had emotions in his eyes in this episode, but the last few episodes has been Janine with the emotions in her eyes. But you should have seen his face when Evie kept saying, "Oh, she got fired because she's pregnant." He looked like he was about to choke on some spit. He looked like he was about to start crying and shit. And Janice kept saying, "I'm not pregnant. I am not pregnant." Gregory was over there looking like he was about to have a panic attack. I was like, there's the emotion. There is the envy, the jealousy, the I want to be with this bitch emotion that I have needed to see this whole series. Like, she said that she wanted to be with you. You sat up there, you did that autistic black and white shit. "Oh, well, I kind of put a pin in it because, you said that you didn't want to be with me, so I just kind of let it go." My nigga, you single though. Like, I'm tired. I hope he figures that shit out and changes his fucking mind. He needs to get his shit together. But anyways, I mean, the episode was 20 minutes, y'all. I don't got much to say. I mean, it got straight to the point. It put her right back where she was supposed to be. We seen her damn near having panic attacks, trying to figure out where she was supposed to be. I like that dude at the end. I don't know if they're like a non-binary or if they're like cis man or whatever, but they was funny. They was like, "I never liked Janine," and then they pushed their shit off. I was just like, oh. Well, see, that's why she didn't need to be there amongst them hateful ass adults. That's why she didn't need to be in corporate. That's why. See, look, had an op, didn't even know you had an op, bitch. You thought everybody was just there, nice and friendly and wonderful. And no, girl, no, you had an op. That nigga was gonna sabotage you and shit. Eventually, bet. I'm already side-eyeing Jacob like that nigga been sabotaging you from jump, but you ain't paying attention, girl. So whatever, girl. I mean, it's the show, so hopefully you don't get in trouble because of Jacob's antics or whatever. I don't like that nigga. But anyways, I'm gonna cut this short because y'all getting 2 videos anyway. So, and then I'll think of some stuff to review during the summer too, like when Abbott Elementary is over. I said I want to watch Black Cake. They're bringing back Unprisoned for a season 2, so I'm excited for that. I hope that she's healed enough and that other nigga is healed enough for them to be together, because that other nigga, I've come to the conclusion that he's a people pleaser, because why would you put up with her antics for so long if you weren't a people pleaser, nigga? Like, you seen what was going on. You seen that she had issues, and you shouldn't even be dating your clients' family members anyways. But I don't think he's like a licensed therapist or, a board certified therapist or any of those things. So he was just like, a behavioral specialist, wellness person or whatever the fuck. So obviously, he isn't under the same standards that I would be under, because if your therapist tries to fuck you, you could report them to their board. And they would lose their license. So fuck you or your family members. Anyone blood related to you, then they would lose their license. And then technically, you have to wait 7 years, and then you could try to date a client 7 years after your client hasn't been around. Or 7 years after you stop seeing your client, you could date them or befriend them. But it's weird and shit for me. You're I can't take you out of that box of client. I just feel like there's a hierarchy here, and this shit is weird. And now you're making me feel awkward and weird because ew, it's like fucking your own kid. That's how it feels. I just could not. I'm not gonna do that. So when I watched Unprisoned, I was just like, why is he, that's his client. But there's a season 2 of that coming. And then what else did I want to watch? I mean, I could do The Color Purple and shit, and then combine both of them and all the musical and the old one. But it's just y'all know what the fuck that shit's about. Black woman trauma, black women being beaten and raped and incest, and that's why I didn't do that well in the box office like it was supposed to. They spent all that money on that movie, and you had black people over here complaining. And then they got that Good Time show. I'm not watching that. I am not watching that. I am not. I seen the previews, and I'm just like, why is the baby selling the drugs? Like, Good Times, they were impoverished, but the poverty did lead the episode. They didn't turn the fucking poverty into a caricature, and everything about poverty just became funny. That's what this cartoon is doing. It's turning poverty into a caricature and then making everything about black poverty funny rather than actually having a plot or storyline or giving these people like personalities and making them like have feelings and like matter and shit like that as real human beings. They just see us as characters, you know. And the fact that Steph Curry produced it, but this nigga was complaining because they wanted to build like public housing in the back of his mansion and shit, and he didn't want that because the type of people that would live there, bitch, fuck you. Oh my gosh. Like, I lived in a nice area where there was mansions down the street, and the apartments I lived in, they would give out for cheap or for Section 8, and the people that lived over there, yeah, they was a little hood, but they knew, like, they were regular fucking people just starting off or just trying to find a spot to live. They wasn't causing issues. Like, people mistake what the hood is. Like, the hood is only violent because of poverty. If you give people opportunities, then they're not going to choose to do crimes and shit in order to pay their bills. Like, if you help people to restructure their lives in a better way, these are human fucking beings. That's why that shit on TikTok where they was like, oh, like, I'm afraid of ghetto black people. Like, what are you talking about? Those are just fucking people. I grew up with ghetto black people. Like, I'm ghetto. Like, they're just, I'd rather be in the ghetto than in the suburbs if I had to pick, because, like, in the suburbs, you got white niggas that'll snatch you off the street, been plotting on your life for about 5 years or whatever, will snatch you off the street and then bury you in their basement city that they've been building for the past 5 years just for you, and nobody will know that they have a basement city in the bottom of their house, and you will be there forever having their little basement incest children and shit like that, because they're gonna fuck the kids too, because that's what they do. That's the type of shit that happens in the suburbs. I'd rather be in the hood where, oh, there's a drive-by. Okay, let me get on the floor. Oh, that nigga down there sells crack. Leave him alone. Oh, there's the crackheads on the other side of the street. Oh, just leave them alone. They will leave you alone if you leave them alone. Don't make eye contact. Stop being nosy. Why are you bothering people? Why? Because white people find it scary because they can't ask questions and bother people. That's why they find the hood scary, because they feel like they own everything, so they need to be curious and wonder about everything and ask people questions and try to get involved with shit. Like, people of color know, like, oh, mind your business. Like, mind your business. That's not my business. And I minded my business. And the drug dealers and the drug addicts and the violent people left me the fuck alone in the hood. They didn't bother me. I would walk down to the liquor store at 2:00 in the morning, minding my fucking business to get me some juice, and I would walk back to my grandmother's home. No one bothered me. Homeless man sleeping on the ground right there on the way where I'm walking. God bless that man. And I would keep going, like, cause that's why I want to live in a small town with people of color. And the quickest way to do that is to move into one of the small native towns in Hawaii. Whatever I need to do, or just buy land and create a commune with other people of color. But I'm afraid to do that because they always want to let a white person in eventually. They always want to let a white person in eventually. Like, Bob over here is, trying to join the no, this is for black people. Like, I can't, because, and then when you argue, by the time they're ready to let one white, by the time they're ready to let that one white person in, you can't argue them down. They're going to be like, oh, why are you being discriminatory? This is an open space. That's how they start invading. That's how they start infecting the space, because white people feel like they need to be a part of every fucking thing. And now you got this white person in here messing up the flow, the mojo, the energy of the whole space. I am not living I don't care. I will be segregated and then only encounter white people when I go outside of the town or interact outside of the area. Like, I just feel like it takes a lot of energy to have to interact with white folks. I don't care how woke they appear to be. There's always that cultural piece of power and control where they will eventually say or do some fucked up microaggression and then I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. So I love to just live in a small area with just people of color or just preferably just black folks, but I don't got nothing against people of color and shit as long as y'all not anti-black, because y'all be sipping that fucking white supremacy Kool-Aid. Like, them white people don't be treating you the same and shit. Y'all just ain't got 400 years of slavery to back it up. I mean, the Native Americans, they got some shit to say, but it's like they be anti-black too. Like, y'all wasn't in the slave fields with us, having babies with us, and like a lot of us have Native American blood in us. I know I got 1% at the very least. You know, like, I just hope that one day God will bless me with a small person of color town to reside in. Praise his holy name. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So anyways, I think I had like some new subscribers. I looked. It was like 1,500 instead of like the 1,490 something it was. Hi, y'all. This gonna be some random shit. I don't have any set anything. This ain't even supplemental income. Apparently you got to get like consistent like millions of views and shit to actually make money once you're monetized. So like I hope more people watch. That would be nice to have that as up, but this ain't even supplemental. So like this is like some shit I do for fun, and so I have to feel it. So don't be mad at me if I go on hiatus for like 6 months because I'm bored with this shit. And then just pop back like, hey y'all, I was gone and now I'm back again. That shit be happening. I can't tell you when or how, but sometimes I just get tired. Like, I gotta edit this shit by myself, and my editing is not that great. I just be looking for videos and throwing shit up in there that looks like it matches what I'm saying, and it's not gonna be like a whole video of just attached other videos and pictures. It's not like these other like fancy YouTubers and shit that know what the fuck they're doing. Like, it's just gonna be what I throw together. So I hope you enjoy. Welcome to the space. I don't have any monikers for the viewers. I have no names for y'all. I'm just here being me, and y'all just here watching. And I got an Instagram. It's down in the description box. I stopped putting it on these videos because the last time I did that, I almost lost a video. You know, these attachments are weird. One day when this starts making money, I'm gonna pay somebody to edit this shit. Cause you know, maybe like I want to be like one of them artists like from back in the day, where they just had like what was it? They would just have niggas giving them money just to do art. Sit up in their house and just do art all the time. What were they called? It's something with a P, I think. Whatever. That's what I want. But like with AI and shit, you can't really do that. I don't know. But like I want to do that. I want somebody rich to be watching this and does not require any sexual favors from me, because you will not be getting any, and there's no amount of money that you can give me to make me give you sexual favors. And just be like, I want to be an investor in your success because you are an amazing bad bitch. And then I would just be like, yes, you know, and that would be amazing, but that has not happened. And I don't have enough viewers to actually make money off this shit. I think I made like $5 last month. That was an interesting, you know, it just kind of stays at like $5. So, you know, because I don't want people to be disappointed and be like, why this bitch da-da-da? Because this ain't my job and this don't pay me, honey. Like, that's why this bitch da-da-da ain't consistent. There you go. I be tired from my actual job that pays me money, and I don't feel like it a lot of the time. So, but I want to try and stay consistent because I ain't got shit to do, so why not make videos? I mean, there's some interesting shit to watch that I haven't watched yet, so I'm going to wait till Abbott Elementary ends. I only did the last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks, different videos because Abbott Elementary went on like a 2-week hiatus or whatever. So I was like, let me do some other stuff. So I watched Gen V, and I watched Blade. So y'all can look at them other two. And then like, cause it's like hard to do like 2 videos in 1 week and stuff, and watch a bunch of shit and then do 2 videos. Cause I still want to see Abbott Elementary all the way through, but to add another one on top, so but welcome and thank you for subscribing. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate your enjoyment of my channel enough for you to subscribe, and I hope more people subscribe, and I hope more people do watch, and maybe the more people that watch, the more consistent I will be, because the more monies I will be making to afford to be consistent. It is what it is. We live in a capitalist society. We got to be realistic about the situation, honey. Okay. But anyways, that was my review of Abbott Elementary season 3, episode 10, To Ava to Fest. And I hope you enjoyed. Later days.